Hey guys, since my last few videos have really been all about purchasing plants online, and some of them have included buying plants at big box stores, I've been receiving a ton of comments about shopping locally and at nurseries. Today I'm going to be sharing one of my houseplant hauls from a local nursery, and for what it's worth, regardless if you are buying plants in person or online, I think it's really important to ask a lot of questions and find out where the plants have come from. That's to say if they were grown on site or if they were shipped in from somewhere else. You really don't know unless you ask. So best to ask as many questions as needed to be as informed as possible. All the plants in this video are plants that I purchased at my local nursery, and they were all on sale to boot. After spending obscene amounts of money on ZZ Plants to review a few of these online plant delivery companies, I thought it would be a refreshing break to go to my local nursery and pick up some of these plants and see what's on sale this time of year. And what I found was pretty spectacular. Thanks for checking out this video. I'm Tyler. If you like what you're seeing or you find this video to be helpful, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, or better yet, you can subscribe to my channel. You definitely don't need to spend an arm and a leg to get great houseplants, and this video is exactly proof of that. In today's video, I'll be sharing my latest houseplant haul, all from the sales aisle, and I'll be sharing with you guys some important, crucial care tips for the plants that I picked up. I'm also going to share the original price and the discounted price, so let me know whether or not you thought it was a good deal in the comments down below. So the first plant I'll be sharing with you guys from my houseplant haul is the Norfolk Island Pine. I absolutely love this plant and the way it looks, and I think it will be a great addition to my plant family. Now, I don't think it's that unusual to find Norfolk Island pines on sale this time of year. People buy these plants as living Christmas trees, and they put little ornaments on them. Now, I've never done that, but apparently it's a whole thing. Winter holiday has now come and gone, and there were quite a few of these at my local nursery. This guy was originally priced at $25 and was discounted to $16.50. There are a couple of important points worth mentioning when it comes to the Norfolk pine. They aren't actually a part of the pine tree family. These are tropical plants native to New Zealand. In terms of critical care for these plants, there are a few things that you will need to keep in mind. These plants love and need humidity, so let them spend some time beside your humidifier. If you don't have a humidifier, you would definitely need to pick one up. They also love full sun, so if you have a large south-facing window, that would be ideal. Now, I haven't repotted this guy just yet, but they need a gritty, well-draining soil that's slightly acidic, and I will water this Norfolk pine when the topsoil, the first couple of inches, dry out. And a balanced fertilizer in the spring and summer will work best for the Norfolk pine. The second plant that I picked up from my local nursery in this haul was this plant here. This is a Coprosma, commonly known as a mirror plant, and it gets that name from its glossy leaves. These plants are also native to New Zealand, but also to Hawaii and Australia as well. There are several different varieties of the mirror plant, and this one was labeled as a hybrid. On the newer growth, you can see there is a slight variegation, a nice sort of like neon green with a dark deep green. These plants are basically shrubs and they are woody plants, so that means that they can be pruned or should be pruned, and they are typically used, or it's not unusual for them to be used as topiary or as bonsai. In terms of care, now these plants like sun, so keeping them in a nice sunny spot is probably best. They are not hardy, so that means that you can take them outside, or for me, I can take them outside in the summer, and that means that you're gonna wanna keep them indoors in the fall and the winter. Now, these plants also need well-draining soil, and they can be fertilized in the spring and summer with a well-balanced fertilizer, and you're gonna wanna water them again when the topsoil is nice and dry. In case you were wondering, a balanced fertilizer, what that actually means is that the ratio of nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium is all the same. So it could be a 20-20-20 fertilizer, and that's what balanced means, that all of those three things are the same or even. Oh yeah, this guy was priced originally at $7 and he was on sale for $4. Okay, so the third plant that I picked up was this small but absolutely stunning and beautiful orchid. Now, orchids are a whole thing on their own, as you probably know, and this guy did come with some care instructions, but here are a few crucial care tips. Orchids need a special type of fertilizer, so if you do end up picking up a orchid, make sure that you pick up some of its unique food, and be sure to follow the care instructions on the food. There are plenty of different types or fertilizer for orchids that come in different forms. I've used here this little rod of food that gets used to feed the orchid, and depending on the size of the plant and the size of the pot, you need to do different things. So just be sure to read those instructions carefully and follow them, follow the instructions as provided. Now, orchids also need to be watered about once a week, and the best way to do that is to take your entire orchid with the drainage holes in the bottom and just sit it in a pot of water for about 15 minutes, and then remove your orchid, and that's how you ideally should be watering them. This orchid was originally priced at $25. I paid only $15, and in retrospect, I really wish I had picked up a few more. These would look so nice on a dining table as a centerpiece. And finally, the last plant from my sale haul is this Hellebore. These plants bloom in early winter, which makes sense on why the nurseries carry them in the winter time. Now that the blooms have gone, it's no wonder that they've ended up on the sale table. And these plants are winter hardy for my zone, so I do plan on taking this plant outdoors in the spring. If you are keeping these plants indoors over the winter or as a house plant, they are a little different in one respect. They do like cooler air temperatures than your average houseplant. So if you have a covered porch that gets a good amount of sun but it's a little bit cooler, or for me, a basement that is a little bit cooler than the rest of the house, that is really kind of the best place to keep these plants. These plants have beautiful white-petaled flowers, and I'm kind of sad that I missed it, and I'm going to have to wait until early winter next year to see this plant in bloom. This plant was originally $17 and it was discounted to $8.50, so quite a huge savings on this Hellebore. Well, I hope you found this video to be useful. That's it for me. Miss you already. See you next Saturday.